Happy Monday. On the day after an inexcusable loss for the Cincinnati Bengals, one of the wildest games I've ever watched in my entire life, and an absolute fireable offense from everybody involved on the coaching staff and the front office. Everybody saw it. Everybody knows it. Yesterday on Sunday, the Chicago Bears beat the Cincinnati Bengals 47-42 in one of the wildest games I've ever seen in my entire life. Joe Flacco 470 yards and 4 touchdowns. Jamar Chase over 100 yards receiving. T. Higgins, one of the best games of his entire career, if not the very best. The Bengals defense lets the Bengals down again. In Bengals like fashion, I've never seen anything like this team. There's a crossroads in the locker room right now. Chase Brown and Jamar Chase had crazy reactions yesterday. Jamar Chase walked off into the locker room, walked off the field through the stadium saying, "Oh, just one effing stop." Chase Brown, same thing. Finished the effing game. That's all it was. The defense walked out of the locker room and laughed and said, "I'll see you on Monday," declining to talk with the local media after what just happened. I've never seen anything like this. This without Trey Hendrickson on the field, this might be the worst defense I've ever seen in my entire life playing football. Al Golden needs to be fired yesterday. Zach Taylor should be losing his job at this point. I'm done with Zach Taylor. I mean, he's not gonna. It's gonna be at the end of the season if he gets fired. Most likely, that's pretty much what's gonna happen. But Al Golden needs to be 1A on the fired list. How does Al Golden still have a job after this? You have multiple franchise unraveling losses in a row. You lost to the Jets last week, who hadn't scored a touchdown in weeks, hadn't got a first down in weeks, it feels like. And then you lost to the Chicago Bears like this. Kyle Monangai, Colston Loveland gets your game winning touchdown. Kyle Monangai tears you up for 4 quarters. Caleb Williams balls out. What more do you say? After a week where they had a players only meeting on defense, you saw McKinley Jackson request a trade. You saw Mike Pinella request his release. Obviously, you've already seen Logan Wilson request a trade. He's going to be a hot name at the trade deadline approaching tomorrow. Trey Hendrickson. I don't think they'll move Trey Hendrickson, but the voices get louder to evidently move Trey Hendrickson. Zero accountability from anybody on the defensive side of the ball. Joe Flacco, at 40 years old and a bad shoulder, gave you everything and more. And I get it. I get it. Zach Taylor's an offensive head coach, is an offensive mind. It should go on Al Golden, Al Golden, Al Golden. I get it. But at the same time, Zach Taylor, you are the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals. This falls on you. And I get it, your defense is garbage. I get your only bright spot right now looks like DJ Turner without Trey Hendrickson on the field. And I fully understand that. But something needs to change here. And something needs to change quick. Because there's zero accountability from anybody on this Bengals defense. They have some of the biggest egos in the entire National Football League. Cam Taylor Britt, it's been the same exact story. Oh, we had a good week of practice, good week of practice. And then he fumbles and just has a horrible game on game day. Jordan Battle, Geno Stone, those safeties can't tackle for their life of them. Obviously, you saw Jordan Battle, Geno Stone on the game winning touchdown to Colston Loveland. One stop. After all that happened last year, Duke Tobin, Katie Blackburn, Troy Blackburn, and co. ran it back with the same exact defense, with a new coordinator, but with the same exact defense as they saw in 2024. They added TJ Slayton and Oren Burks. That's it. Duke Tobin's a guy that shows his face twice a year. He shows his face at the combine. He does one half-hour interview during the combine, and he does one interview near the draft time. And you don't see him for the rest of the year. It feels like we can't even have the fire Duke Tobin conversation because it feels so unrealistic. He's been with the Bengals since the late 90s. He feels like family to them at this point, and it feels super unrealistic that they move on from him. But I want everybody fired. Like, the Bengals are down 2 scores in this game. Joe Flacco touchdown, Noah Fant, get the ball back. After the Flacco interception the previous drive, they get the ball back, Noah Fant scores. They get an onside kick improbably. and take the lead 42-41. Any other team in the National Football League capitalize on the momentum. The crowd's roaring with them 42-41. The Bengals have them pinned with zero timeouts and just over 20 seconds left, and they blow it. Nobody on the defense can make a tackle. It feels like there's nobody on the unit to write home about besides DJ Turner. And that's it. That's it. You go into the bye week looking like this. I don't know how I'll go. This is it's almost 2 o'clock when I'm recording this. I don't know how Al Golden still has a job right now. Al Golden should have been fired this morning. He should have been fired yesterday. Yes, the last night. He should have been fired for what happened. Going to the bye, it's the perfect time to clean house. Because this is sickening already. I think Zach Taylor should be fired, obviously. I think Al Golden should be fired. Al Golden's number one. Zach Taylor's number two. Duke Tobin's number three. Duke Tobin should absolutely be fired. I think he's the core of the Bengals' problems. That conversation feels like we can't even have it because he's like family to the Brown family at this point. Inexcusable loss, one of the worst I've ever seen in my life, and it feels worse and worse every single week. The Bengals have had multiple occurrences this year that would have got most head coaches fired in the National Football League. I'll see y'all tomorrow for the 365 recap. We'll have everything trade deadline. See y'all later.